Hey, what's up? It's Jake from Nimbus DevOps, and I am learning Kubernetes. Today, we're going to talk about rollouts. Let's dive right in. So first, let's take a look at the API documentation. So rollouts apply to deployments, daemon sets, and stateful sets. The available commands is to check the rollout history. You can pause, restart, resume, get the status, or even undo. Let's create a deployment. Deployment created. Let's check the rollout status. It says deployment successfully rolled out. So what does that mean? Simply stated, when you create a deployment, it creates resources. It's rolling the resources out one at a time. That's pretty much what a rollout is. If you were to edit the image, then it would one at a time replace the pod with the new container image and then delete the old one and then bring the other one up. And then one at a time do that. So it kind of do a wave, and that is the rollout. Let's describe our deployment. As you can see, the strategy type here is rolling update. So when you're doing a rollout, you're actually by default using a rolling update strategy. The other one you talk about is recreate, and that's where you delete everything and then recreate everything afterward. The downside of that is there's downtime involved, which is why the default deployment type or strategy is rolling update. There's some intricacies of this that you can update, but we're not going to get into that for now. I will take a second to talk about rolling update strategy, and here it says 25% max unavailable and 25% max surge. That means in this case that only 25% of my deployment can be down. So if I had 4 pods, 3 of them would have to remain up, so only 1 could go down during a rollout. The max surge refers to how many pods over my desired state I could go. So again, if I had 4, I could go up to 5, but no higher than that. But the desired state is still 4. So while it's replacing these pods, it might go up to 5 while it's replacing things, but it'll eventually come back down to the desired state of 4. Let's make some changes and see this in real time. We're going to edit our deployment just directly. This is going to pull up this notepad file, and this will replace these replicas from 1 to 10. I'm going to save this and close it, and then we're going to get our rollout status. Rollout status deployment / nginx. Waiting for deployment nginx to full rollout. So you can see here it says 4 of 10 are available. So here you can see it was actually rolling out the new ones 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we didn't have very many. Our desired state was 10. So we had this 25% max unavailable. Well, let's see what happens if we replace the version and all of them need to be replaced. And then we'll check the status again. So right now it's using the nginx container, but let's say we want to check and see what version we're using. I'm just going to describe a pod, and it says here the image is just nginx. So it's probably using the latest image. Let's say we want to go back to an older version of nginx. So I'm going to go to the Docker hub and check the nginx image and see what the latest version is, which looks like 1.27.3. Let's say I want to go to 1.26.2. So I'm going to edit my deployment, and we're just going to put the version down here. 1.26.2. Looks good. Now I'm going to close this, and then we're going to check the rollout status. So you can see 5 of 10 new replicas have been updated. 6 of 10, 7 of 10, 8 of 10, 9 of 10. So it's doing them one at a time. 3 are pending termination. So you can see it's not actually terminating them all. 8 of 10 are available, 9 of 10, and we're successfully. So you can see that it's gradually scaling up the changes while gradually scaling down the pods that are getting deleted. That is your rolling update. So as you can see, a rollout is just kind of a description of how a deployment is changed over time. Now, I don't really want to use an older version of nginx, so we want to undo this change. Let's take a look at all of the deployments that we have so far. If we go back to the API documentation, we can see what I'm talking about. So here we have a history, and we can view the rollout history, which is kind of nice. So let's check that out. So we can see here that it doesn't have a change clause because I didn't actually put any comments in there, but there's 2 revisions. There's the first revision or version, and then there's the second revision. So the first one was the one I originally deployed, which had the latest version of the Docker image for nginx pulled down. The second one is when I edited the deployment and changed it to 1.26.2. So we want to revert to revision 1. In Kubernetes terms, we want to undo the rollout. So all we have to do is type kubectl rollout, undo, deployment, nginx. Roll back. And it's just like that. It's just that easy. Let's get our status. Looks like 9 out of 10 have been updated, and we're just pending termination. One more. 8, 9, and successfully rolled out. So there you go. From the command line, you can manage deployments like this. You can get the status of a rollout. You can get the history and see all the revisions. You can, we didn't do it, but you can actually pause and restart rollouts if you want to. And you can undo them as well, which is great. These are all commands that you're going to need to know in the CKA exam. But you can always type Kubernetes rollout -- help and get a list of the available commands. So as long as you know how to do that, you should be fine if you don't remember all the exact intricacies of rollouts. But that's what they are. If you have any questions, let me know. But if not, my name is Jake from Nimbus DevOps, and I'm learning Kubernetes.